When a man is done with you, he's done and he's out of there. Focus on your life. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tosin Ade, and I have a little bit of a different video for y'all today. Today I'm going to be talking about 10 things that I have learned as a 27-year-old woman, and I'm very excited about this video because I'm just telling you all everything that I've gone through, everything that I have learned, and just tips to know as a woman, no matter your age. And also, if you are wondering about what hair I'm wearing, I am wearing a 22-inch raw Vietnamese straight wig. I am truly in love with it. It is the best experience I've had with hair so far. It is raw hair, and y'all, it's my first time trying raw hair, so I wasn't expecting raw hair to be so good. It's like I knew it was going to be good, but I wasn't expecting it to be this good. So I have been wearing it for literally multiple weeks now because I just can't seem to take it off. So I did take it off and reinstall it since my last video that y'all saw. So this is what it is looking like, but I have washed it. The first time installing it, I bleached the knots, I dyed the hair jet black, and it is so good. Even after dyeing it jet black, it's just still so luscious. It's so soft, and I'm just in love with it. I do have a code in my description if you do want to buy this hair or any other raw bundles or raw wigs that Flowywig sells. It takes a curl, it takes a hot comb well, it takes a flat iron well, even though I don't ever need to flat iron it because it's literally so straight. So a lot of the time I always have to like push it out of my face, and it's just so luscious even when I do it, and it just falls off the bone. Like, y'all, look at how it's just falling off the bone. I'm in love. But yeah, if you want to know where to purchase this wig, the direct link is in the description below. And please let me know if you decide to purchase this wig, and let me know what you think about it or any other hair that they sell, because I am so in love with this hair. I can't take it off. So I do plan on wearing this hair for the rest of 2025 because I can't let go of this hair. Yeah, thank you Flowywig again for letting me try out this hair, and honestly from now on I will be purchasing raw hair. I feel like once you purchase raw hair you can't go back. So yeah, can't blame the messenger. I'm just here to tell y'all. Even talking about my hair just brings me to my first point, so let's get right into the first point of this video. For the first thing that I have learned as a woman, a 27-year-old woman, is that you should always look your best when you are stepping out in public. So for me, I am someone who believes that the way that you present yourself is the way that you will be perceived, or the way that you are approached. And that's by anyone. We're not even talking about men here. We're just talking about the way that people perceive you and the way that people approach you. A lot of the time, first impression is everything. So whether you're going to the store, whether you're going to get some gas, even an event. Obviously, when we're going to an event, we go all out. We do our makeup, we do our hair, we get our best outfit, our jewelry, all of that. But at the same time, we need to be mindful about the way that we look in public, even when we're running errands. When I was younger, I would lose my earrings so much as a kid, and my mom would always be like, "Where are your earrings?" Let's say we're just going somewhere really quickly and I'm following her. She'll ask me, "Where are your earrings?" And I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I don't have earrings on." She's like, "No, you need to go put on your earrings." And even that was just a lesson as a kid that you want to look your best. And honestly, to this day, I do not like stepping out of the house without earrings on, because I feel like when I don't have my earrings on, I don't look as presentable. And that's with or without makeup. Also, just sometimes we may run to the store or go grocery shopping or go to the gym and kind of just not attempt to look our best, but you never know who you will see in public. You never know who you're going to see that you haven't seen in a long time in public. So you always want to make sure to maintain a very presentable look. Even my little sister, I even look up to her in the way that she carries herself in public. So that's just an example of just even people who are younger who just really care about their appearance in public. And yeah, I would say that that's one thing that has stuck with me, because sometimes you go places and you end up seeing people from high school, you end up seeing people from the past. There's opportunities that people could bring to you, but even just the way you present yourself is so important, because that is how serious other people will take you. So yeah, always be mindful and always be classy as a woman, and not only just what you're wearing, but even just the way you're behaving in public. I am someone who is so big on just class. I got that from my mother, and I refuse to let people get me out of character in public. The way you present yourself in public is so important. It leaves a lasting impression in people's heart and mind about you. My next point is something that is a painful lesson, but it is a necessary lesson to learn. And that lesson is that your life plan may not go exactly the way you envisioned it to go. Yes, yes. Let's all woosah. Let's all clutch our pearls, take a deep breath, because we don't want to hear it, but it is very true. I am someone who had a very specific life plan, extremely detailed and specific life plan. The problem with that is that the moment that things were not going exactly the way I wanted them to go, it made me upset, it made me confused, it made me not happy about what was going on, whether that's just your career or relationships or school or anything that you put so much effort into. Sometimes you have to realize that you don't get to control every aspect of life. Don't think that every single thing that you plan to a T is exactly the way that it will go at all times in your life, because life is going to throw you hurdles. Things are going to happen in life that are very unexpected. You can still reach your goal or your dreams, but there may be different methods or different paths that you have to take to get to those goals versus the way you wanted it to be. So that's a very important lesson for life. As a woman, we go through a lot, and we have so many changes in our lives, hormonal, physical, emotional changes that we go through. And we just have to remember that it is okay if things are not going exactly the way that we want them to go, or exactly the way that we planned or envisioned them to go. That doesn't mean that we're not going to get to our destination. So always remember that, so you don't fall into depression or just deep anxiety about life. Now we're going to get into point number 3. This third lesson is about men. Yes, because as women, you know, we deal with men. We do. So this third point is to be strict about your standards with men. Be strict about your standards with men. A lot of the time we have our standards and we have our non-negotiables and everything that we imagine that we're not taking from a man, or anything that we imagine or we tell ourselves that is unacceptable when dealing with men. However, we fall in love. We are very emotional a lot of the time. Not every single woman, but the average woman, once our feelings get involved, we start to overlook things. We start to accept things. We start to be okay with breadcrumbing. And breadcrumbing is when a man is just doing just enough to keep you around, and he's not consistent, he's inconsistent, he's not serious about you, he's lax with you, and that's just unacceptable. Always be very strict about your standards. I am a very strict person, so a lot of the time men don't really try me. However, men will still try you. So even if you're a strict woman, they will still try their luck. They will still push and see how much they can get away with. And I have been there in my younger 20s where I kind of let things slide, or I accepted certain things about men that I knew I would never accept, or I used to say I would never accept. So if your standard is, oh, I want him to be a consistent man, I want him to say he's going to do something and actually do it, and he's showing you that he's not doing it, then it's time for you to leave. It's not time for you to try to beg for it. It's not time for you to try to change him. It is not time for you to try to plead with him. We don't do that. None of the pleading, none of the begging, none of the nagging. It's not necessary. And even just standards that you set, or just the type of men that you want. But I'm talking about character or just lifestyle. Just be very strict with your standards with men, because one thing about it, when a man is done with you, he's done and he's out of there. So us as women, we need to do the same. And also, before we even get into things, let's not even get into things and then have to leave. How about we just don't even start it at all if it's not meeting up to the standards that we set for ourselves? My fourth lesson that I have for y'all is that as a woman, you have to network. You have to promote yourself. You have to take that very seriously, because I'm not an extrovert. I've always been an introvert. When I was in college, I was so studious, extremely studious my whole life. And at that time, I didn't really care about networking when it comes to career or just networking in general. I mean, networking is important in life, just building connections with people and promote yourself. It took me so many years of coming on YouTube and getting off a YouTuber, starting content and stopping, because I didn't have that deep care to promote myself. But now, the moment that I started promoting myself and just trying to network, it has done so much good for me. The brains and the hard work gets you far, but networking can get you so much further. For my next point, I want to talk about privacy. So, I am a naturally private person. It's very easy for me to keep my life to myself. However, I've met people in life where it's very easy for them to bare it all to whoever. As a woman, you have to learn how to have some type of privacy. You don't want the whole city knowing your business, or the entire internet knowing everything about you, every beef, every heartbreak, every relationship, every loss, every win. You don't want everyone to know every single thing about you. Move in silence. You have to speak about things when they are done. Speak about things when they are secured. You also want to make sure that you are very careful with what people know about you, what they know about things that are sacred to you. Privacy is such a huge and important privilege to have. Even celebrities want their privacy, but that's harder for them. We aren't celebrities, so we shouldn't compromise our privacy. So make sure that you take privacy very serious as a woman. It will go a long way for you, and it will bring you a lot of peace. Okay, so we have another juicy point, which is friendships. Let's get into that. Number 6 on the list of things that I have learned as a woman is to end friendships that do not align with you, your morality, your values. Just end friendships that do not align. So a lot of the time we meet our friends when we're young, and certain things that they do when we're young we may not like, but we may just overlook it because we're just young. But I promise you, those things will come back around on a higher, more serious level. And luckily for me, I haven't had to cut off a lot of people. And the people that I did have to cut off, I saw the signs earlier on. Because I chose to keep being friends with them, those character issues that my character didn't align with, or my morals didn't align with, they always came back around. I would have to cut the friendship and end the friendship. I was always reminded that I should have just nipped that friendship in the bud in the very beginning when I noticed those things. Be very careful about the women that you call friend and the women that you choose to allow in your life, because that is so important. You never know. And you just have to pray over your friendships and just ask God to reveal who is not supposed to be in your life. And I promise you that prayer not only works for men, but it works for friendships as well. And sometimes you have to be ready for that answer. So be ready for that answer, because sometimes the answer may be painful, but it's better to get that revelation instead of wasting many years allowing people to be your friend and they're not a true friend. So be very careful. Number 7, the 7th lesson that I have learned is that shyness does not take you far. Shyness does not take you far. I did grow up singing because I was a singer in my youth. So I performed a lot, and whenever I performed, I was so comfortable on stage. So the shyness went out of the window. I was never shy when I was performing or when I was promoting myself in terms of singing. But outside of singing, I was kind of shy sometimes. And I feel like shyness does not take you far. And yes, some people may be intrigued and they'll still walk up to you, or they'll still want to learn more about you. But shyness can hold you back from great networking relationships. It can hold you back from even your own success, because if you're too shy, you won't want to promote yourself. If you're too shy, you won't want to speak up about things that are important to you, or opinions or input that you have. Even if you're shy, just make sure that you're not allowing the shyness to limit you, because there's so many people out there that aren't shy, and they may not even have the talent that you have or the passion that you have, but they're going farther because they are bold. Number 8, you should never compare yourself to others. It is so important to not compare. Once you hit your mid-20s, people are getting married, people are having children, getting homes, doing everything that women do as they start to progress in life. And sometimes that can make you feel like you're not where you should be, but you should never compare yourself to others, because you don't know what they went through to finally reach that goal that they're achieving. It may look like it's easy for them, but you don't know what they've gone through throughout their entire life to finally be blessed with that blessing. Don't compare yourself to women online. Don't compare yourself to your friends, family. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Focus on your road. Focus on the journey that you're on. And it is okay to be inspired by other women. Be yourself. Focus on the journey that you are on, and that will bring you so much peace as a woman. Everybody's life journey is different. Focus on your life. So we are at lesson number 9. And lesson number 9 is to be a go-getter and be independent. Being a go-getter is so important. It is something that I have been doing since I was younger. My dad is just so inspirational, and he has taught me so much in this life about just going to get whatever you want, making sure that you work hard and you don't give up. So as a woman, there's going to be so many things that you want to achieve in this life. Work hard towards those goals. Don't be lazy. Don't give up. Don't be in a victim mentality. Just make sure that you get up and you go get it and you work towards it. Better yourself or better your skills. Just be a hard worker. It's okay to also not be hyper independent, because I had to learn that. I am the firstborn, so it made me extremely independent. Yes, people want to help you, but at the same time, people are worried about themselves. And once they get off the phone with you, they have so many other things that they're worried about, and you may not be on their mind all the time. So making sure that you're getting to what you want is so important. That brings me to my last and 10th lesson that I have learned. The 10th and last lesson that I have learned as a woman is to commit everything that you want to do in this life and everything that you are worried about to God. Committing all your plans and just every aspect of your life to God is so vital for your peace of mind, for guidance, for direction, for help, because I have been with God my entire life, and even when I was younger, I was that person praying, serving, having a personal relationship with God. But as a firstborn daughter, a lot of the time I would pray and still try to control things about my life. I even tried to just control down to the timeline of my life. By this time, I'm going to have this. By this time, I'm going to do this. By this time, this would already have happened. I was such a controller over my life, and I am not in control of everything in my life. God is. So my last and 10th lesson is to really commit your plans to God. Commit your worries to Him. And when you worry about things and you pray about it, actually have the faith that God is guiding you to where you should be. Have that faith, because it's one thing to pray over things, but then you still worry about it and you still try to control it. That means you are not relinquishing your control to God. You are still trying to be God in your own life, and you can never be that. So just make sure that you commit all your plans to God, making sure that you're spending time with God, praying, getting in your word. I'm telling y'all, I have consulted God about so many things in my life, and He revealed exactly what I needed to know. And that doesn't mean that your life is going to be extremely perfect and there will be nothing going on that would worry you, but it means that you know where your help comes from, and you know where your guidance comes from, and your protection and your provision. So that is my 10th and final lesson that I have learned. as a woman. And I am so grateful to everyone that has made it to the last lesson. And please let me know if you have any lessons that you have learned. Meet me in the comments, and I thank you for watching this video. You can find all my social media down below. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.